Alrighty, welcome everybody to the podcast. I hope you have an absolutely lovely weekend. We are kicking it off with a little spicy subject. That's probably been floating around in the community for quite a while. I know it's been heavily brought up by the PC community, so I thought I'd bring it up. We usually do the nice and lovely, but it's time to dive into some of the nasty stuff and the background stuff. First of all, let me introduce my co-host, the absolutely lovely Lady Ponce on the left. Hello, Lady Ponce.
Hello, Greedy.
Where's your kit, Lady Ponce? Huh? Where's your kit? Couldn't find it, could ya? Because I changed everything.
No, I have a bit of co-host biz to bring up in a little while, so you'll find out.
Damn, all right. We have been told. Across from us is the infamous Mr. Undead. Hello, good sir.
Howdy, how you doing?
Oh, we're going good. And on the right, currently nursing some cats, Mr. Q. Hello, good sir.
How we going? Good to be back. 2 weeks off, and I feel like it's been years.
That's it. We kept you your seat warm. We just set it on fire occasionally.
Oh, I wonder what that charred smell was.
First of all, let's welcome everyone in the chat. Little Doom, welcome. How you going? Mr. Teabag in the house. Rage Chick, what's happening? Ladies and gentlemen, we are cracking the podcast today.
It's the Peasant Podcast. We're having a blast with the DayZ community, so take a seat real fast. Server owners and coders, content creators and streamers, showing off the community with all their features. Issues with updates, someone's mistake, new things they added, angry players it makes. Get in chat, voice your opinion, you're the community, we want to listen. It's the Peasants Podcast, TPP, putting out the word about the DayZ community. The greedy peasant, the host of the show, with over 12,000 hours, DayZ is all he knows. Let's introduce the panel and bring the show to life. From the community, they'll get me in strife. Chat moderator, queen peasant, player and server admin Q. Server owner, coder, streamer, Lady Ponce, streamer and PvP enthusiast, undead gamer. Server owner, admin and coder, Brandon. It's the Peasant Podcast. We're having a blast with the DayZ community, so take a seat real fast. Get in chat, voice your opinion, you're the community, we want to listen. It's the Peasants Podcast, TPP, putting out the word about the DayZ community.
Before we kick off, we are going to launch our monthly server promos. Stay with us while we run through these.
In my dream world, everything is black and white. We don't need no rainbow in the sky. I got everything I want and more, and no one's left to fight me for it. Ain't nobody calling me no more, saying where you been. No, they don't knock on my door, 'cause they're all dead. I was born for the apocalypse. Distance is as good as it gets. It's a wonder that I live this long, and
fantastic weekend. My sister's was 40, so we had a fabulous 40 party for her last night. So I had to make the horrible journey home to Liverpool and get absolutely pissed drunk. So, it was such an awful weekend.
That's it.
I had the best time ever, not gonna lie. I was a bit shit-faced last night. And if we were doing this yesterday, you would have had the most unbelievably fun podcast.
We're gonna have to do that one day. We just all get pissed and fucking jump on the podcast and have a good rant. I mean, it'll be 8 o'clock in the morning for me.
Oh.
I've had some bad experiences being drunk on the podcast over the years.
No, never been too bad. Crack me up. Fucking crack me up.
I would go on some stupid ramble.
Let's
I
see,
just know that much.
and that's the best part. We just call it piss day. And everyone gets drunk, including the people in chat, and people can just unload. I'll take a strike for it.
Oh, man.
We've had a clean record so far over nearly 4 years. I'll take a fucking track at it. Why not? All right. Today's subject is about server ownership and the rights that people have. Currently, in all platforms of DayZ, there's a culture that's been seen a number of times over the years of copycat servers. These are either copying the name or copying the server style. Today, we're going to explore the world of server ownerships and the rights you have. In the console world, you'll find that it doesn't happen as badly as it does in the PC world. In the PC world, they can generate, falsify, and have phantom servers, pumping names and redirecting people. For console, I guess we're a little bit more lucky. Trolling with a copycat server. We've even seen where people rent out a 10-slot server and use it as slander. So when you search up the server, you cop the slander. And with servers being so expensive, it doesn't happen so often. So firstly, we're going to talk about the style of server that you have made, and does anyone have the right to copy that style of server? We'd like to ask chat and, of course, the co-hosts' thoughts of what they think.
Yeah, well, I think copying server styles isn't so bad because there's a lot to go around. So that's one thing that I mind. Similarly, like when the Bastion first came out, the Bastion became really, really popular. There was definitely, I've seen 3 or 4 servers come out that was pretty much copied the same style of walled-in cities.
Yep.
But that was fine because there was, I think when it comes to the original server owner, generally they run it well and it holds its pop and doesn't really get affected.
Yeah, to be fair, walled-in cities are probably like the best because you have so in regards to the RP scene, with walled-in cities, they bring different storylines. I understand it's the same sort of thing because it's all walled in and but I think they bring a different story and a different lore and stuff around it. I mean, in regards to PvE, I think PvE, PvP, and death matches. Well, I know for console, they're all pretty much similar, unless they've got a story made up with it as well. Because PvP, you get on, shoot a bunch of people, you might break a few rules, you get told off. Yeah, you do the same thing each time. Deathmatch, there's no holds barred. on deathmatch, you just shoot a loads of people, and no rules. You can do what you want, sort of thing. Like in PvP, I think they're all like they're pretty similar in regards to like builds, like what kinds of situations they want. If they want like what's it called? Like different areas and POIs and all stuff like that. There's I don't know. They all kind of like seem quite similar, but they've put their own stamp on these things instead. So
Yeah, well, Teabag says we don't own the code, so anyone can make anything. Just copying the exact same things
yeah.
and names is a dog move, 100%. If you want to protect things, you can copyright custom builds. You can't copyright the code as BI, but the design and exact layout, etc. Ooh.
Yeah, I've seen people copycat RP server. Like I'm not gonna go into too much detail.
Yeah,
But
I'm so
no,
tempted.
no
No.
names, no names.
No.
no, I'm not. But there's been RP there's been people who've like copycatted the same RP server that's been out for as long as I've been into the RP scene, which has been just over a year.
Yep.
So I mean
Well,
that's
I'm
a bit
sure
of a
we're talking about the same server, and that's been out for as long as I've been playing the game, which buzzed me out that got copycatted in the way that it did. And I think to do stuff like
that's
that
a
is
dog move.
a real dog move. And you can't
Yeah,
turn around and say, I don't know, I didn't know, I just came up with that name. That's just full of shit. They
I
knew what they were
know.
doing.
You can at least like reach out to the owner and say, look, would you mind if blah blah blah? And then, they can decide amongst themselves, that's fine. Like
Hmm.
it's just it's pretty shitty if you just literally copy everything and then,
And then
put a
turn
name
around
on
and
it that you've
give them the big finger when you get pulled up about it as well. It'd be like, nah,
well,
get
yeah,
fucked.
Beth. Yeah, it's proper. It's bad graces, isn't it? And it's in this community, which is can be slightly toxic at times as it is. You want to be in everybody's good light. You want to get on with everyone. You want to. We should be making this a whole where everyone's like, I wouldn't say best of friends, but good acquaintances at least.
Well, you see,
you
that's the thing that I've noticed about the console community and its server owners and modders and that they're all genuinely pretty good about stuff like that. It doesn't seem to happen that often where
yeah,
a big drama occurs and someone does say like that. So when
well
you do
that's
that,
it.
I think it's just got to end up with egg on your face at the end of the day.
Yeah, of course, without a shadow of a doubt. It's just proper bad manners, and I think you can always just open your mouth and ask a question. What's your worst case scenario? You get told no, don't copy my idea that I had. Okay, so then you're like, fair enough, and I guarantee you that person who owns or owned that server will say, I've got this idea for you. Why don't you run with this? And then that's where you create a collaboration and you build something with someone else. You're getting a finger in the pie, you know what I mean? You're getting
Yeah.
your own shit, but with the help from a fucking really brilliant and massive community, because they will, if you show an olive branch, honest to God, they will extend their arms and fucking wrap you in them. I can tell you that from experience. Like I've just collaborated with Second Dawn RP, and they've just literally hugged the fucking shit out of me and helped me along the way with my server. I've also got some help off Greedy as well. Like, I absolutely love the shit out of this DayZ community, and you just have to be nice to people, and they will welcome you, and they'll fucking help you build whatever you want. Honestly,
Yeah, and
I'm literal proven fact of that.
I think a lot of
Got
the copycats and stuff like that is either people seeing um, the server not liking either how it's been run, builds it's done, the way it's been flowed. They might like the idea and how it's set out, and then maybe contest with the owner and not like it and go, hey, well, I can do this better, and basically build the same thing. So then you've got, you know, an external disgruntlement that's stopping that olive branch coming out. I don't think it's always just someone randomly going, oh, they seem to getting good popular numbers and stuff like that. Let's create the exact same stuff. There's always seems to be a disgruntlement, or someone comes down in and says, hey, you know, like you say, they drop a suggestion, don't get what they want, so there's no politeness to it, so they make their own stuff.
Well, you've also got situations that are similar to that where you've got an admin team that disagree, and you know, part of that admin team ends up getting the boot, and they're like, well, no, F you, I'm going to try and do the exact same thing.
Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, a lot of the times, yeah,
The coders,
I don't know, it's difficult.
or the disgruntlements between coders and things like that. You know, not collaborating with, you know, being on time, and then of course they have access to the code, or so they either get the code wiped, or there's quite a few things. So, you know, anyone can, with the limited amount of coding options, there's only so many styles you can use on a server. So some servers can be similar. But the question is, what is one way that you guys think that a server can step above the rest? And Undead, I'll ask you this as a primary player. What do you look for in a server that you go, oh yeah, this seems to be a lot better than the rest? Or, you know, what's the things that you notice more that a server's done between the vanilla code to what they've enhanced?
I think that's kind of why I stick to vanilla, though, is a lot of servers don't really have a good, I don't know, loot pool. For me, PvP servers, to an extent, I don't know. To me, it's loot pools, right? I can appreciate buildings in other servers and that. Well, I have no idea where I'm going with this.
you want to take a little walk on the wild sides and actually go on my server for a little run around base,
No.
because my loot pool's vanilla. I haven't changed it, and I don't want to change it. I've got
Well, it's
different things in different places for the better loot, so you can always find them. Or I can cheat and tell you, you know, give you the helpful hints. But yeah,
Here, Gree, can you reword that question or re-ask that just so I get a?
Well, I think from the point that I got from you is that it's very hard for you to find the right flow of game in a community server, because of, if the loot system doesn't work out to be a flow, then if you're jumping straight on the coast and grabbing high tier stuff rather than having that small arm, mid tier, high tier, fully geared scenario run through, that's the deterrent. Well, that's something that you look for at a server, to make sure that they have a good flow of grinding
Yeah,
game
a decent
gameplay.
loot economy.
Yeah,
A decent loot economy that isn't just I spawn in and I'm running around with fully stocked M4s and crap like that. That drives me nuts to an extent. Like I do enjoy having a bit of a slower progression and almost fear based, right?
yep,
Like on the coast, I like the idea of small, like breech loaded rifles and handguns, but it's it gets excessive to me
yeah,
sometimes where it's I think that's what I go for is I prefer the I prefer there being some sort of lead up, right? Like if it's all off rip or if you're struggling the whole time, it's kind of hard for me to remain immersed. Don't get me wrong, I like having a good struggle and I like having, at the same time the reward of finding stuff like that, but it has to feel rewarding and it can't just feel like it's bare bones the whole time up until I find that, right?
yeah. Nice. It's something I think a lot of DayZ players look for in servers that's not always considered. Um, um, the tier aspect of gaining loot is exciting. Finding that decent plate carrier that's got decent, that's pressed steam with a nicely done pouches and stuff like that is rewarding. Finding, struggling out in the middle of the West area and, needing food and that and finding that can that you need, is what gives you the thrill of the game.
Yeah. And it also depends on the server though too, because like for say like an RP server, I would like a bit more food and clothing options. It doesn't always have to be stocked full of guns and stuff like that. Food and clothing options are nice, especially if you're building a world and a character. So it's food, clothing options, and base supplies. Compared to PvP, where food may not be the biggest concern. Having the loot economy being just firearms everywhere, or even spawning in with those firearms, makes sense. But if it comes down to what I play, which is vanilla plus, or just vanilla, it's nice to have some growth in the loot economy going up, or have like a set way that people are supposed to progress through the map to get that stuff too. Like when you spawn in, breech loaders and pistols are nice. When you're getting further into the map as intended, whether it's, custom loop progression due to how people did their map, kind of like how you did with the what was it? The loot area. It was like the Hunger Games Escape from Tarkov mix. I liked that a lot, where
Yep.
it was nothing
Everything piled in.
nothing until you got there.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing until you got there. Like it comes down to the design of the server a lot more than anything, in my opinion, at least.
Yep, nice. The flow and designer server. Hello, Mr. Noah. How are you? Hope you're well. What about you, Mr. Q? What's the one thing that you sort of that you think a server sort of steps up to the plate, or that you look for that attracts?
I think it definitely depends on the play style. As Undead was saying, the loot progression is a really, really important thing. Because if you don't have that decent loot progression, it does just become boring and it's static. But you've got certain different styles of deathmatch servers. You've got your basic run-in, you're geared up and you're just shooting. Or you got things similar to like Cops and Robbers or 357, which is more of a storyline driven deathmatch.
Yeah.
I think it all depends on what you're playing at the day, but definitely I think loot progression, a good loot balance makes a lot on the server. I'm not big for overbuild, finding big flashy builds or anything like that. Me, I just rather go for the run, about the adventure.
Yep. And I suppose part of the adventure is that loot progression. It is that moving through the tables of loot, or killing that little bit extra geared player and taking his stuff.
That's just what you find along the way.
Yeah, nice. What about you, Lady Ponce?
I am a massive fan of creating my own server and having as much loot as I can possibly have. But I also love playing RP because you get to utilize everything in the game. You get to literally so in like for instance, I'm playing Second Dawn RP at present, and I've got a backstory of my my mother before she, passed on. She taught me how to sew, so I'm gonna help out with teaching other people the craft of, sewing, making clothing, stuff like that. So I love being able to utilize it because, I've got a background of performing arts, so I love acting
Yep.
and I love being able to put that to use in a game that I've loved for 7 years. And I like that aspect of it. It's fun. It's sometimes it's draining because you've literally got to put all your effort into, but I do love utilizing every item in the game. And again, I love different aspects of the game. I love PvE because you can do what you want and just chill the fuck out, when things get hectic on RP or whatever. I also have my own server, and yeah, I cater to players, obviously, but I also have my own little place stashed away because who doesn't love creating builds and custom builds and stuff like that? And I've also got my own server for when I just need to get off the DayZ entirely. I've got something else to do because I'm a person who can't do it. It kills me if I can't do something. So I've got the code building side as so I have to. It's like I need to be involved in some way if I physically am drained and can't play.
Yep.
So I still feel attached. And again, I help out on a server as admin. So again, I help people with. I have to just literally do a lot for this game. I love it so much, but I do love the PvP aspect of, get on, fuck around, kill some people, and then I like as we've already experienced from when we met Butterfly. I love looking at builds and stuff on different servers. So I'll just from time to time hop around, see what's going on in the community.
Have a squizzy.
Yeah, have a good old squiz. Have a little look, see what's going on. Honestly, I'm just so enthusiastic for this game. It's untrue. But I was talking to someone last night. They were like, "So what do you do in your downtime?" And I was literally sitting there thinking, DayZ, life, breathe, eat, sleep. But I told them about streaming and stuff like that, so it got onto the subject of the game, and then they were looking at me as if to say, "So what do you do?" So I got into this kind of conversation, and they were just blown away, and I was like, why are you so blown away? I just enjoy it. That's a lot. That's like a full-time job after your full-time job. And I was like, I know.
Well, it can be. It definitely can be, especially if you're involved with it.
Workers that know what I do. They keep making comments like, "How's it going with moving and having to balance that?" And I'm like, I don't. I've completely brought my streaming to a halt. Streaming's at a halt until I'm in my new place.
Until you're in a new place. That's the
Yeah.
that's the thing that I'm dreading, the big stop, and hopefully being able to re-link up, especially since I'm going rural. So that's going to be the biggest thing. But it is interesting, Lady Ponch, you say, with the interactions that comes from players, seeing all those pretty builds compared to the boys who are very vanilla style and looking for the progressions of the game itself. So, me myself, I'm a big fan of. I like an interactive server. I like one that you can get
Yeah.
into and have a good yell and scream, and they're not always the best things coming over the airways. But servers like exclamation plus plus, where everybody's on a mic, everyone's just yelling, screaming, dropping profanities left, right, and center, and it could be some of the funniest things you hear of people just bickering and fighting and carrying on.
Yeah.
And I think, are you at home in your bedroom just doing this, like just cursing someone out like nothing else? And what is the people around you thinking?
I'll tell you, that's me most of the time that I get on the game. Because I get the sideways looks from my partner like, the fuck are you up to?
You
Yeah.
get
I get the
that.
same thing.
So
Family walks downstairs. They're like, "Well, who are you yelling at?"
So, because like I absolutely love RP. So last year when I was still at home, I think I was on Hell's Reach at the time. Last year when I was on when I lived at home, like my bedroom was next to my mum and dad's bedroom, and like I think it was like 3 in the morning, and I didn't have a job, so I could do what the fuck I wanted then. Um, and I was going through like an execution scene, and I was talking some of the most foul, ungodly shit to this person who I was executing. And the next morning, my dad said, like, I think we need to have a sit down and talk. And I was like, why? So then I had to open the floodgates of, like, why I was doing what I was doing. And he was like, oh, good. I'm glad about that because I thought I was going to have to fucking send you to some Borstal or some bad girl kind of fucking place. I was like, no.
Correct.
It's like I would never do
Behavior
any of that in
correction
real
facility.
life.
We're sending you to a psych ward, Pons.
That's it.
Yeah,
We're
honestly.
That's
I
it.
would do any of that in real life, Dad. I'm so sorry. He
That's
was
it.
like, I
Your
was
poor
just sitting
parents
there,
was
awake.
fucking up the night time
Huh?
listening to it, going, "What the fuck have we raised?"
Oh no, no. My mum was snoring at her fucking face off, but my dad he was like, I was just laying there thinking, what is wrong with my fucking young baby?
It's it. My
I was
innocent
like, oh
little
dad,
girl.
it was just role play, it's
Just
fine. So then I had to like explain to him like what I was doing and then I mentioned the Xbox and he just rolled his eyes. Like, fuck that fucking Xbox.
But yeah, some of the other ways that a server can step up above the rest, having clean discords, having services in this Discord. I know a lot of there's ticket Discord bots, there's trader bots, kill feeds. I mean, all these things cost cash, but these are some of the things that servers do to up themselves. Attention and admin involvement. Sometimes, being an attentive admin and being there to answer every question helps, keep your server above the rest. And of course, as we discussed, builds and mods. Brandon Sad Adventures. Or was it Brandon Adventures? I don't know why I saw the Brandon Sad Adventures. The Brandon Adventures, good old Discord. Discord's a a valuable tool for most servers to get the communication out, and be able to communicate what they need. Next, we will talk about the name you have given to the server. Can people use that name? I'll throw it open to you guys. Do you think people can legally use, or are you allowed to use other people's names?
No, you fucking shouldn't, and it's disgusting when you do it just because you're trying to fletch off other server owners. And I've seen it so many times of so many servers, it's disgusting.
100%.
Have some respect for your fellow server owners.
But being on the
I think it
fence.
depends.
Yeah, I was going to say, being on the fence, and go Undead, you sounded like you're on the other side.
I think it depends on the server's, well, the name and the branding of the server, right? For something like Second Dawn, Last Days, stuff like that, even you sort of have your a tag to go along with it, and then the server. Like TGP, it's a greedy peasant server followed by whatever the name was, like
Yep.
Flipside.
Yep.
Somebody else could use the name Flipside, they just can't really use the tag TGP because then it's a rip, you know?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
fair.
And that's,
Yeah.
and the thing is, because some names are going to be popular, a lot of us like to do apocalypse-based shit. It's a game about zombies, right? So I think the tagging way is a good way to go about it. But yeah, to me it depends, because there's how deathmatch is going to be pretty common, obviously.
Yep.
Deathmatch, 1v1 arenas, stuff like that. You're going
PvP.
to see that everywhere. Mm-hmm.
Brandon's another one.
And-
How you look up PvP and it comes up with like 2 pages of shit.
Yeah, and so I think it's just based on how used or how general the name would be, right? And if you're going to be doing something that's part of your branding, well, then throw your brand in there to make it, uniquely yours. Like TGP Flipside, Last Days themed PvP,
Yep.
To
Yep.
me, that makes sense.
T-Bag says server names and also generic words can't be protected only via trademark, and even then they will only allow it for some words.
You would see, the way I see that though is, and I'm starting to see it a lot more in the console community. It never really used to be done. Server owners used to kind of respect each other, and now it's sort of become almost a wild west where if you've got something successful, I'm going to try and copy that because I want the same sort of pop.
Yep. You look at the 420 High Loot brand. There was a big time there, Big Fat Mods. What was the other one? There's another one that comes up that you see it all the time. And these aren't related servers. These are just, I'm not sure whether they're piggybacking off each other, copying, but they've all seemed to have population. They all seem to be pumping. You know what I mean? But they're direct copies. Brandon says, I remember the old aggro PvP owner tried to sue me for changing my server name for 40 minutes. Yo. Yeah, well, that's the other ones. There's 103x cars loot. I mean, there's 10x is the other one. 10x loot. Now you see 10x loot Livonia, 10x this, 1000x went to it. Well, I think Undead hit it on the head when it comes to the branding being a very important thing. You can brand trademark a name through FYI if you can drive a brand and are the original, then you can protect it and can have it taken down. Oh, shit. Yeah, prove. Okay. If you can prove your brand and they're original, then you can protect it and
Thing is,
take
though,
it down. There must be a
how many
hefty
people that
cost.
yeah, and how many people that are running decent servers actually thinking about trademarking the name of their server? You know, it's not something that a lot of people will be like, oh, I'd better trademark this in case someone comes along and wants to steal it.
Okay.
You don't have those thoughts, do you? Until like you
Fuck,
need to.
Until
I
it,
would
That's the thing.
never.
until
I
it
would
happens.
never have a thought of, oh fuck, I've got a brand name and trademark. My servers.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I
you know,
think that's
we
the
can't.
naivety, isn't it, of not wanting to have something ripped up. Well, you just don't think. Personally, I don't think like that. I don't think,
Well,
oh, I'm going to trademark this.
my
Someone's going to copy it.
my logos and stuff like that are all copyrighted.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
different, isn't it? Because that's personal for you.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, you know, because we can search the greedy peasant on YouTube and comes
To
up with
come up.
someone that doesn't quite look like the greedy peasant.
Nah, that's greedy
Yeah.
peasant.
Yeah, it does take some searching to find you, greedy. I will admit.
And you know what? Tyler's a nice fella. I've actually got in contact with him because of the early years of getting all these. I still get TikToks, either tagged by him that were meant for me, or me tagging him for what do you call it? And as I say, I know his first name because rather than there be a big dispute, I reached out and said,
that's it.
shit. So, greedy peasant. He's
Apologies in advance.
medieval fashionistic who's fascinated by tassels.
But you see, that's where you did the right thing, though. You know, you proactively
That's it.
reached out to him and communicated with him about it.
Yeah.
So if there was any issues with it, it could have been sorted.
Correct.
That's not what's happening with a lot of people at DayZ
Yeah.
at the moment. They're not reaching out. They're just stepping over the line and going, right,
Yeah.
I want this, so now it's mine.
Yep.
Regardless
Yeah,
of
the
what
difference-
people have invested into the name, how long someone's taken to build the brand up, you know.
Well, it's a difference between conversation and theft, right? Because you're just taking what somebody else has done compared to being able to sit down and go, hey, we should, have a discussion about this one. This should be talked out,
Yeah.
or especially when it comes to names. Like, you were able to come to a conclusion with that guy, but then there's the other people who don't say jack and just take what they want. And they do it out of, selfishness compared to actually just they do it to get that number, right?
Yep.
The number on their servers and numbers on their server.
Good. Well, that's all it really comes down to. What do we got here? I mean, I know the name. It's UK. It's a drink. I don't know about that. That's a little much for a video game. Like, it's not that serious. Some people, I mean, you look at someone. Imagine if you came in with a Karma Crew server and how fast they jump into it. I mean, from what I know, they pay their admins, so there is a profit margin happening somewhere inside, that server industry. So, when money talks, that's where you get that sort of competition and, of course, aggression back. Like if I searched up another flip side or mini games, that wouldn't give a shit. You know what I mean? Good on them. More people jumping on that sort of stuff, that's fine. But, for someone who is protecting their brand and is trying to prophesize off it, and I probably find that this is what's happening in the PC world. There's not as much of a profits in the console world, especially with priority queuing and stuff like that. But yeah, I think a lot of it is the money. The money comes into it, and that's where people think they can make a little dollars out of it. But also the backward side of it, open up a Karma Crew server and see what happens. I bet you it gets ripped down real quick.
Yeah.
For real.
You know what I mean? Same guy wanted to buy Sigoria Discord because it looked dead. Oh yeah, like what? Yeah, but that's people. I suppose people, like every hobby, dedicate themselves into wanting to be the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. We each see something different in the game itself. So, yeah, I always have my little harebrained idea that I go, oh yeah, I'm going to do this month, and I spend 2 months making it, and then I throw it up for 3 or 4 months, and then if it fades off interest, I'm like, all right, what's next? It's it's one of those things that I have with server ownership. So we went through, can people use that name? Well, it says unless it's trademarked and further more legal action is taken, any name is up for grabs. Of course, there's a cost. Can DayZ do anything about it? Or can Nitrado do anything about it? No, they can't. They don't want to get involved. DayZ doesn't have the authority within the server name side of community servers. It's a Nitrado thing.
But that's also fair too, though, because you can see them not wanting to get into dramas, and that would open up a huge can of worms with dramas if they started stepping in on issues like that.
Yeah, I think so. Imagine the illegal side of it. You know
Oh
what
God,
I mean?
I wouldn't want to. I really wouldn't want to.
Trying to take on 15-year-old Johnny who's got upset because someone's got his server name, and now you got to spend thousands of dollars in legal fees to tell the other Jimmy to change his name, or we're going to terminate it in 30 days. Yeah. So
yeah, it's laughable, isn't it?
it is. So a lot of people that like to go and try and take on Nitrado and take on BI or the DayZ team, they have absolutely nothing to do with it, and that's on all platforms. I know they have the DSL loader, and currently that is the issue, but the same as our community tabs, there's not much they can do about server names and what service is done. What could a server do to help preserve, I suppose, the integrity of their server? And I'll give you an example. ! Very simple design, a very simple run-of-the-mill style. A lot of people have tried to run it and change it, but it always remains 70 pop with a queue. It will always be and always will be in the history books of the server that you start at Cami with the carnage, and then you spread out and go get the guns, and then bring it back to Cami to murder everybody. So a server like that, you can try and mimic, but you'll never be able to copy it, nor will you be able to take the community away. I think they've developed such a culture there of random toxicness that it's attractive. People love it. I myself a big fan.
Yeah,
When
well,
I go when I'm
because they've
pissed
built
off,
a
I don't want to
community.
tell off any.
That's what keeps your server going, and you can copy a server a million times over, but if that server's got the community behind it, people aren't going to leave that server for one that's identical. They're going to stick
No.
with the one that they know and love and always have.
Yeah.
Yep.
You get a few people who check it out, but that's out of pure nosiness.
Hmm.
That's it. It's a little
Want to see what's going on over there to
Lady Pond
report back.
special. She's in about 200 discs. She's like me. She's in every Discord.
To be honest, quite a lot of them I don't even pay any attention to. I've got every single server except for, I think, 3 on mute because I just get pinged all the
Yeah,
time.
I have that.
Honestly.
Unless it's at
Phone
everyone.
blows up.
You could talk to me, but you just have to
Yeah.
talk to me with ats. I'm the only person on Discord who doesn't mind being added because then I can find you.
You're joking on? I just DM you.
Yeah, just it's easy.
Can't be
Just
bothered
fucking
going through
DM
it.
me.
Yeah, just DM you.
That's
like,
what I do.
really?
I have like 2 servers I pay attention to. What? And it's only specific channels in those servers too.
That's
It's only,
and sometimes that's all you need, especially
it's
with
easy to just
Discords.
DM me.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, just DM me.
Hello, Metro. How you doing, bud? Welcome, welcome. It's easier for the UK as we have we have copyright second. We create something under creative copyright laws, but that guide will help people cover their work at least. Oh.
Yeah, but would that only hold up in the UK though, or would that work as a worldwide copyright? That's the issue there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
I
that's
think that's what
that's
you would
that's
need.
why I always thought like, okay, it's all well and good to have all that, but if it's like, what happens if they're in Cambodia? What happens there? What can you protect? Your server name, logo, and branding are automatically protected as your brand identity. If another server copies or impersonates your name, report it to Nitrado or Discord. Your custom XML JSON builds, traders, loot tables, spawn zones, and written or visual content are protected automatically by copyright law when you create them. What you can't protect, you can't protect general ideas, game mechanics, or common features like traders, bunkers, key cards. Only your specific written work, design layouts, and and file structures are protected. How to protect your server: add copyright notices to all XML JSON builds. Keep version backups and screenshots of your work as proof of originality. Use a unique server name and consistent branding, e.g. DayZ Madness. He's got his little trademark. Request clear licensing from any coder or developer providing custom builds. Do not share or publicly post your configuration files. Reporting or enforcement. Report copycat servers directly to Discord Trust and Safety or Nitrado Support. Keep evidence, screenshots, timestamps, and versions comparisons. Add a server identity and content policy in your Discord server. CDS recommends banning users who intentionally clone or resell your work. Examples you can use: the 2025 server name dash all rights reserved original build by and put your name in like this. It's a fat stack of info. That's the wrong screen. Come back, baby, come back. Like that. If you have any issues in Australia, for example, DMCA is global. The content will be removed 24 hours. I've done it many times, unfortunately. There you go. Hard copying. So, you can fight, you can attack, but you need to protect yourself. You need to have, the proof in the pudding that it's your original work. The backups, the versions, files, those sorts of things are very, very important. Very, very important. What did I get up to? Yeah, we'll take name. Cost. Mr. Dead Dawn coming in for a raid. Welcome, bud. You're a party to the podcast. Somebody has copied your stuff. What's the right way to go about it? We talked about a little bit about that at the start. Reaching out to the owner. Still on sounds. Mr. That Doc, welcome. So, reaching out to the owner and trying to discuss the matter, reinforcing your community and spread the word, what the real server is or where to find it. Community word is very strong. Or ignore the situation. As long as your community is happy and your server runs well, your player base may not shift. Of course, unless they need they're a sticky beak and they like to cruise around. They're doing lurking, need food. Go get food, my friend. Hope your run was good. But yeah, that's all the rundown that I have for server ownership, protecting your server, some of the things you can do to make sure that you secure your name. Does anyone want to add anything to the end of that before we get into some business?
Yeah, if you
No.
open it's just
Nah, we lost your mic here.
Choppy.
Choppy.
oh, shit.
That's it. Cat got your tongue?
Yeah, the cat's got my tongue. That's right. That's the thing.
Yeah, that doc. We're just running through our podcast this week's episodes about server ownership and your rights. A bit of news in the DayZ community, PC, console, both done the same thing. Copycat servers and that sort of thing. We just did a run through of what you can do, how you can protect it. Thank you, Queen, for the shout out for Mr. Dead Dawn, ladies and gentlemen. Give him some love. He's an absolute legend. Probably outplaying No Man's Sky.
Yes.
Diving away. But Lady Ponce, sorry, Mr. Q, do you want to finish what you were saying? Adding into that last.
No, I was just, just basically saying, don't be a dick and reach out to people if you think that your server name could be similar to somebody else's.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
That doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt just to reach out and ask questions.
That's it. And there are steps you can take as long as you've got the back-ends and have done the prep work and done your homework, then you should be fully protected without really needing to outlay anything. All right, so on to Coho's business. Fire away, Lady Ponce.
Well, you may have mentioned I'm not wearing my beautiful red tartan usual outfit.
Yep.
So the reason why I'm actually wearing this gorgeous dull grey ugly jumpsuit is because we over at Second Dawn RP have just launched our new law.
Ooh.
Our Law 2, Season 0. So it's closed for now because we've had everybody, applying stuff.
Yep.
But new law, Season 1 opens, I believe, on the 17th of October. But yeah, this is our lovely outfit for our mini bunker series that we're doing at the moment. So yeah.
Ooh, very
Pump
nice.
for that.
That's it. Get out there and try it. So when's that? The 17th?
Yeah.
To catch up.
So we're actually in the bunkers now. It opened up yesterday, so we've had to unfortunately veto applications for people to get on and come and join us in that now. So we've had like text RP going on and stuff, while we had a two-week break.
Yep.
That kicked off amazingly as well. But at the moment, we're just heading into that little. It's like a mini series before we kick off the proper law on the 17th of October. So come and join us. It's going to be a fun one. We're
Little
going to be
fillers.
on Livonia.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice. I'm looking forward to that. You can always, if you want to catch up with the Second Dawn run, they are all on the Peasants Discord. You can always find all the servers that we have and talk about. If not, we can always track it down for you. But anyone else
Yes, definitely.
got any biz? They're like, nope, we want to race cars.
Coming September, Undead will finally be streaming consistently again.
Yay!
That's my biz. Yeah, that's
missing,
that.
I've been missing dropping by unannounced.
That's it. He's,
Oh, thanks, Undead. Love you too.
All right. Well, we're gonna play out.
I know.
Oh,
Does anyone want any kittens? I've got 2 now.
he's got 2.
Yes.
He's currently.
I'm
Not
good.
more.
That's it. We'll call it.
I have enough cats.
We'll call it
I'm good.
TPP. Or it'll be the show's cat.
Charlie was
Number
like a
2,
sibling.
not number 1. He was already around. TPP got born when during the show.
You've got to call one of them greedy. Yeah, you've got to call that one greedy.
No, Lady Ponce. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, jump in your car.
Yeah.
Let's make sure you grab a
Go race some
radio.
cars.
And it's time for some zombie bowling. See how many you can hit. The record's 2 at the moment. Mr. Undead set the record.
Oh, of course he did.
He did real well.
Right.
I'm playing Passenger Princess. Someone else can drive. Don't
I
kill
don't know
us.
where I'm going, so Undead can drive.
Wait, it's a
Go
straight
play.
Yeah, they don't know where. They don't know where he Oh shit! Cracks me up. And then after the show, we're going to jump into our Halloween horror maze and go for a run on that. So if you're more than welcome to come and join us if you like. If you don't know what we're playing, this is zombie bowling. Zombie bowling is where our guests or co-hosts will drive up into the heavens. As you can see, they will select one of the cars up there and come flying down our ramp, launching onto the TPP sign where we have infected NPCs hanging around. And their idea is to take out as many as possible. They get 2 attempts. There should be a couple of different cars up there. Hopefully they grab radios. As you can see, they will auto-spawn back, so it's nice and easy for them to crack back in.
I didn't grab a radio. Oh, no.
I can hear you. You're getting shazies.
Uh-oh.
I just need to know who's coming down. Who's first?
Alright. It's my first go, so I'm coming now.
Oh, Miss Q coming.
You're sending it.
There it is. In the gun tower.
Jesus, we're high up.
Only a little bit.
Oh,
I wish you could open
definitely
this.
dead. And that's a no score. That's a no score.
Alrighty. I'm gonna recreate my second shot from last week on my first one.
That's
Yeah,
easy.
go
Get
on.
yourself wedged up there. That's the only way to be able to get more than 2, I think. Here he goes. Drifting in, humvied out.
I don't know the fucking song. Oh,
Oh, he wedged it. And he killed one. That's 1 for undead. But he didn't stay up there. 1 to undead. Lady Ponce up next. Fucking sideways in a Humvee. Here comes Lady Ponce. She's in the gunter.
Woohoo!
Oh, she clipped one, but didn't kill it.
How'd it do?
Alright, so only person that scored is Undead. He's got 1. You hit top center and bounce back. Lady Ponce hit 1. But didn't kill it.
you fucks!
It'll come back. Shouldn't be too long either. Just don't stand where it is. He's gonna run it.
You
That's-
fucks! You took the
Behind
ball without
ya!
me.
Behind ya!
Ah.
Yeah, respawns. You're the only one that's hit 1 and killed it.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna get a bowling win streak, just you watch. I'm gonna get
A bowl of win streak. Twitch wouldn't let me take ads off, so I had to make a new Twitch. Damn. Now, Lady Ponce. No, you got a second. You got 1 more chuck, Lady Ponce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you knocked 1, but you didn't
Okay.
kill it. You were close.
Oh,
Bye, Q. Q's coming down.
Oh, no. That's a DNF for Q. DNF for Q.
what channel are we on?
80, just the
main,
original.
Just the starter.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did Q get any?
Nah. Just missed. So you're in the lead with 1 still.
I'm going for that win streak. I want it.
Yeah, we can come down when you're ready. Here he comes. He's got the gunt out. Gunt for the win.
Flag it. That's not good.
Oh, he's missed it. Lady Ponce can set the tiebreaker here. If there's a tie, we have to have a jump off. All pressures on Lady Ponce. Wonder where Lady Ponce is. Ponce! Here she comes. In the Humvee. They're going to do a little U-turn and then they kick around. That's it. Needs this to get the tiebreaker. Oh, no. Mr. Undead wins again. Mr. Undead wins again.
Yeah, I broke my leg.
How'd you break your leg?
I was trying to rush up to see Ponce do her jump and I fell.
Nestle. Nestle Crunch.
That's why I love
Nestle Crunch. Not crunchy anymore. There we go.
There you go.
Really work that leg. That's it. Restart. All right. Mr. Undead wins our little tournament. Stay with us now. We're going to jump into some Hollywood Run. Big shout out to the community for coming across. And of course, all the feedback that we roll through on the podcast. We get this every week. So if you want to come and jump on the couch, let us know. And join us every week for a discussion. We're going to jump across now to TGP, and run the Halloween game.